I'm here today at Red Dot Cameras and I've been looking forward to this video for a long time. What we're going to do is, despite the amount of kit here in store, we're going to be asking Alex, Ash and Ivor, all people that work within Red Dot Cameras, what is their dream setup if they could only have one camera and one lens? Now it's going to be pretty tricky to pick out, but I'm looking forward to hearing what they've all to say, and I can imagine they're all going to go for different options. And just to caveat on something I'll throw on top of that is I'm going to throw in my own favourite one camera, one lens setup too. I will also discuss potentially a couple of accessories that could go along with it. So here it is. Ash, how you doing?
I'm good, mate. How are you doing?
Good. Yeah, I'm very excited for this. Good. I think you've got one of my favourite setups out of everyone. So tell us, what one Leica are you choosing?
So for me, it has to be one of the monochrome cameras, just because I think they're really unique. So I think the M10 monochrome offers the perfect blend of like resolution, modern ergonomics, but with all of the beauty of black and white monochrome.
A few years ago, Leica were making an a la carte M camera. So I've always loved the MP camera, and certainly the black paint when it wears down to the brass is so nostalgic. Of course, the lens being black chrome, I decided to go with a black chrome finish MP camera. But of course, me being me, I asked them, well, as the lens has the red and white writing, would they actually, instead of putting the normal white font, actually do it in a red font?
Although it may be a bit cliche, I'm going to choose the M11. It's got an amazing sensor, great dynamic range, great resolution, low light performance with the backside illuminated sensor, so it's got everything you need really.
My favourite camera is the Leica Q2. In particular, I have the Greg Williams and Daniel Craig edition. This is a limited edition. It's a little bit more discreet than the normal Q2. It doesn't have the red dot, it's a black dot with the lettering in the brass off gold colour, along with all of the other lettering and paintwork, which I really like. So it just makes it a bit more interesting, a bit more unique.
It's pretty obvious for me. It's the Leica M11 monochrome. I think this is an absolutely incredible camera, and I don't ever feel I miss colour.
I like the SL and the Q. I love the Q. I usually always shoot matte, hence why I think I usually drift to an end. It kind of suits with my style of shooting. So yeah, M11 will be my choice.
The reason that I like it, as obvious as it may sound as a woman, is just how compact and light it is, and mostly do my photography when I'm travelling, so this is really handy. It's something quite easy for me to just slip it into my bag.
It's quite subjective, but I personally feel that the black and white you get straight out of the camera M10 is slightly more nuanced. I actually prefer the tonal range out of the M10 monochrome rather than the M11 monochrome, which is still a wonderful camera.
If I had one lens only, I do like the idea of the 35mm Summilux and the new close focus. That's only if I had one lens, because I prefer 28 and I prefer 50. But if I just had to choose one lens, I love street, I love documenting, and I still think you could take a few portraits on this, and that is the 28mm Summicron. I love the idea of the 28mm Summilux, but I don't want that around my neck all day, every day. So that is why I would go for this.
I love vintage glass. I like that vintage look, and I love, like, even if it's hazy lenses, they're broken, you know, anything that gives me a funky image, I do like quite a lot. But if I had to choose just one, I would go with the modern 35 Summilux.
And they did bring out, at some point, what they now refer to as heritage lenses. So they made a 50mm Summilux, a spheric 1.4. So it's modern glass, but in an old-fashioned barrel, which, as you can see, is a black chrome finish with white and red writing. And I really love the whole heritage side, because I collect as well as sell and do a lot of photography.
I'm a big fan of the 50s, 60s era of Leica lenses. It has to be 35. For me, 35mm is absolutely bread and butter, perfect focal length. And this one's a bit of a sleeper. So it's actually the 35 2.8 Summicron. It is better than the lauded 8-element Summicron f2. And at 5.6, image quality is absolutely on point. Lovely contrast, really nice pop, and I think paired with the black and white sensor, it's a great combination.
Just together, they just pair so nicely. It's lightweight, it's fast enough at f2, and it's sharp as hell to the edges. So it is a wonderful setup.
Because I use a Q2, obviously fixed lens, not going to be changing my lenses out. However, I am very fond of the 28mm. I never find a problem. The croppability is so good, so I never really think about, oh, okay, I really only want this smaller frame, because I'm just going to take the photo and just going to crop in at a later point if I want to.
And the reason why I'm choosing this lens is because I do quite a lot of editing, and I'm quite confident in my editing skills. So I believe that it's always best to have a really clean image, because you can always degrade it in post, whilst it's hard to do it the other way around. So if I could only choose one, which I would have liked to only choose one, it would be this one, the 35 Summilux Close Focus Edition.
Yeah, if I had to pair accessories with this, the first one that I absolutely love, I didn't know if I loved it until I had actually tried it myself. And then I can't imagine using an M-body without one, is this hand grip. I think this hand grip is so nice, and it doesn't feel like it actually adds that much bulk. If anything, it just adds bulk to the look of the camera, but not the actual weight and the size, and it really does, that's not leaving my hand.
Equipment is best when it's simple. So I generally don't shoot the camera with any accessories at all. I'm not in for thumb grips or cases or anything like that, because for me, they just change the ergonomics of the equipment. I'd wear a strap diagonally across the body, but yeah, no cases, no accessories.
Regarding accessories, really all I use is wrist strap. I'm not particularly fond of having the camera around my neck or across my body. This way I find it's quite discreet. I just sort of hold it down by my side when I'm not using it. And yeah, and I just generally put it into one of the neoprene pouches or one of the leather pouches, because then that's quite easy just to like slip it inside my handbag or whatever I'm using.
If I had to go for an accessory, it would be the thumb grip. So it doesn't really make the camera any bigger, but it gives it a great grip. So I had to choose an accessory, that being.
The other thing I would do is, because I shoot on a few lenses that are wider than what the viewfinder can see, I do think that the VisiFlex 2 is a wonderful companion to the setup. I like a short strap, sits here like a necklace, and this M11 with the 20mm Summicron, the VisiFlex and the hand grip is my complete setup. One body, one lens, and a couple of accessories. Bosh.
I found on an online auction site, as we all call it, a black chrome Leica bit, which I purchased, but it had white fonts. So I returned it to Leica and said, would you mind changing the white font into red font so it all matches? So I suppose, in theory, I've got everything I need from a camera. It's absolutely gorgeous, the quietness, the smoothness, and it's discreet. And with that like of it, you really, if you want to do rapid photography, that feature is there. So does that answer? I don't know if that answers what you needed to know.
I think it's done more than that. Thank you so much. That is a gorgeous camera, and yeah, appreciate you showing it to us.
Okay.
So that is it. You've seen everyone's now. What are your thoughts? What camera one lens combo would you choose? Who today had your favorite setup? Also, do you have any other video ideas? Something short, sweet and simple that could be of interest to you guys there at home. And as always, I really do appreciate you watching these videos. So do the team here at Rebel Cameras. And we look forward to putting some more out your way very soon. Appreciate you watching. Catch you in the next one.